blood, I guess, you know. Um, so here I am, working on guitars 20 years later. Yeah, you know, that's one of my favorite things about this. I think that probably if we had to do this with anybody else, we'd kill them.
Yeah, man.
But we just,
Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're doing it for somebody else, it's gonna suck. I don't do good working for others. Yeah, I didn't get that little sticker in school that says works well with others. Got left out of that one. Always got like the class clown and most unruly and all that kind of crap. And this little fella. Right there, baby. Now, this one is not typical either. Actually, you can see where I've traced this out and cut it out on a bandsaw. Actually, I could show you in a minute the way we usually cut out our backs and soundboards. But because of the, well, just the way this one is. Anyway, it's a little too stiff and not, I can't hold it down on my machine properly to cut it out. And also, I'll typically glue the back strip in here first. And the back strips I use, you know, most people use like spruce or mahogany. And on this one I'll use mahogany, but the reason I will is because it is mahogany. But the back strips I use the same kind of wood as the back material. If it's cocobolo back, the back strip will be cocobolo. If it's a, you know. Anyway, which just makes sense, you know. The reason for a back strip is obviously to help hold that seam together, and spruces and things like that a lot of times tend to not stick so well, you know. I mean, people have problems with braces shearing off and things like that with cocobolo and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it just doesn't make much sense to use a wood that expands and contracts, you know, so drastically with what you're using. But anyway, so this one I'm actually doing it quite a bit different than my others. But anyway, I do think I'm gonna go ahead and glue all these down now. Yeah, she's fine. Well, this one should be my 15. Yeah. Alright. I've done this every different way imaginable, from you know, the typical the typical go deck like this to vacuum clamping. I've done every different way you can imagine. I actually prefer this method over vacuum clamping. Have a little more control. Things don't move around so much, you know. And if they do, like when you're vacuum clamping something, if you don't have something holding these in place, they'll slide, you know, once they have that glue on there. And once they start sliding, obviously you have to release the vacuum to put everything back where it goes. And I've tried doing these where you shape them first, you know, and then glue them down. Don't like doing that, because these little guys always leave marks and stuff like that on their hand, you know. Awesome. Nice and easy. Alright, man. You wait like 15 minutes or so and you can clean that glue up and crap before it gets really hard. But after it's dried a little bit, so if it's wet like this, you'll just smear it. And if you wait till it's too hard, you can chip everything, you know. So there's 4 or 5 different bracing styles and patterns we'll use on soundboards depending on the size of the guitar and the material being used for soundboard, you know, and how stiff the specific ones are, you know. Well, like this, for example, this, I've never built a guitar with a mango soundboard. So we're gonna see how it sounds, but it's as far as the tap tone of it, it sounds really good, but this is more of a traditionally braced soundboard. I use these type of braces here to remove a lot of material out of the middle, and these are actually laminated pieces, so they're fairly stiff, and this piece here will actually run up into, well, you can tell, it'll get cut off and actually touch in here. Actually, George Loudon is one that started what they call the A bracing, or the A-frame bracing, which he ran both of these sound hole braces through this upper face brace and through the block, so they actually touch the tenon on the neck. I don't know, a lot of that kind of stuff. Probably 80% of the kind of things that you do like that, I don't know that a human ear can really hear the difference, you know. You probably have to have a machine monitor or oscilloscope or something, but I mean, these, there's got to be, I know there's a little to certain things like that as far as how tightly something is built, and with the guitar you want things to be tight for purposes of sustain, you know. The more loose something is, the more string energy is going to be absorbed somewhere else other than being reflected by the sides and back or being reproduced by the soundboard, you know. Anyway, but we'll see what this one sounds like. Kind of excited.